Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about how God saved me from the hands of death. This is what I called death reversal miracle. How God saved me from death. Okay? Um I've actually done this video. I started doing this video while I was pregnant. Like I did some of the first videos you must have watched. But the very day I was recording this video, you'll see it in the next slide. Okay. So today is about how God saved me from the hands of death and literally brought me back from a near death experience caused by a condition known as hyperemesis gravidarum. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know I've been dropping some testimony regarding my pregnancy journey. But today's zone is where the enemy actually tried to, hijack everything, like put a stop to this whole process. But unfortunately, he did not succeed. He did not succeed. Or fortunately for me and unfortunately for him. The very day I was recording this video, I got tired. I was already so heavy. I think I should be I was around the 34th, 35th week at the time. So I was so exhausted. I couldn't even finish recording. I just quit. But that's a snippet there. And today we're going to actually, go through all of that I would have shared before now. So first of all, if this is your first time on this channel, please, darling, I have something for you to do. Go through my previous videos, especially since I started giving the testimonies of what happened during my pregnancy journey. There are a lot of videos, or at least I think there should be a couple of these videos up there now, that if you actually pay attention to or get to watch them, is going to help you a lot in whatever you're dealing with at this moment. Okay? Then, if you go through my channel, you're going to see many other videos that I believe will be a blessing to you one way or the other. If you don't know me, my name is Chamaka, and so you're watching Ministrations by Chamaka. And in these episodes, I've been sharing testimonies of what God did for me in the past 10 months. And I hope and believe that as many as you are, as there are that tune into this videos and to watch this channel, you're going to benefit from it. So today, like I said, we are looking at the death reversal miracle, how God saved me from death. Okay, how God saved me from dying. So you already know the story of how I got pregnant, how the devil came to hijack the testimony. If you don't know this, please go and watch the previous videos. Okay, just go and watch the previous videos, and while you are there, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you always know when I have new videos on. So let me say this is like the most, when I mean the most, the biggest of all the miracle testimonies I've ever shared. Like, because without this one, I wouldn't be here. Without this particular one, I wouldn't be here to be doing this video for you. So like I said in the last video, so I went to the hospital and the pregnancy was confirmed. It was not a blighted ovum, it was not miscarried, everything was as it should be, and went home happily and all of that. But at that time, I started presenting with a lot of symptoms and stuff. I started vomiting. I was vomiting, like every pregnant woman would anticipate vomiting and all of that, nausea. But that wasn't the case here. My urine had one terrible smell, like so terrible, it was like something is wrong. You get that kind of thing. And I started vomiting. First, I vomited twice, and then before I know it, I was vomiting 4 times. Before I know it, I was vomiting 6 times. And then one day, I was vomiting 7 times. I couldn't keep food down. I mean, 7 times in a day. As at that time, I would vomit that number of time. I wouldn't keep food down. I was barely urinating. And my whole system, I was going through a lot of stuff I cannot quite explain right now. So I went to the hospital. As I was complaining, then they were beginning to question a lot of things, and they were like, okay, sending me to test, do this test, do the other test, do the other test, do the other test. I was doing all the tests, and no treatment was being given to me at the time. So what's going on? They were like, okay, when the results comes out, I should come to I will come to the hospital, and I'll review the results with the doctor and probably receive treatment. But I was getting weak, and things were getting worse. So this particular day was in December. I was home alone because my husband had traveled for his exams. So I was home alone. I had just been brought back by someone who took me to the hospital. So I was just lying down. I had vomited everything I ate that day. Every single thing that entered my mouth, I had vomited by that time. And I was lying down. So this person who is a family friend that helps us went and bought stuff for me to eat. I couldn't even eat them. I was just lying down. And my mother called me up and said, how are you feeling today? I said, I don't really know. I've not been able to keep anything down. And she was like, you know what? Ask them to buy oral drip for it. That's ORS. Let them get oral rehydration suspension for you. That you do it at home. Put it in a can of water, a bottle of water, and then sip it. Even if you're not able to eat anything, for the fact that you're sipping that one, it will be able to kind of keep your glucose levels okay enough to sustain you. So I said, okay, ma. I made the request, and it was brought, and I took a sip from it, and then I slept. I couldn't even sleep, but I laid down, but having that restless sleep. So my husband calls me up in the night, like normal, checking up on me from time to time. And he asked me, how are you feeling? I said, I don't know. I'm just so tired. I can't even get up from here. I'm feeling a whole lot of ways. A number of things are going on in my body right now. So he said, okay, luckily my sister-in-law lives close by. So he actually called the sister and said, please go and stay with her. My sister-in-law came in here around past 11. And immediately she came in. When I went to the door, when I managed to drive myself to the door to open the door for her, when she came in, she hugged me, and she could tell that my body was very, very hot, So she immediately reported to my husband that I was having very high temperature, and she went and prepared pap, like custard, for me to take. I was able to take just few spoon, like I think about 3 or 4, and I couldn't take it down again. So I was telling her that I'm not sure I'll be able to take it down. While I was lying down, she was just praying. Meanwhile, in the hospital, I was giving drugs that could help stop vomiting. But can I tell you, those drugs didn't hold that vomiting. I was vomiting, like really, really vomiting. So as the night progressed, my body was, getting hotter and all of that. So, but I was really like, just let me rest. My sister-in-law was there beside me praying. Such a woman of God. She was praying almost all through the night. Anytime I stay, she's there praying. So she was also communicating with my husband, who was she was giving him updates, and they were telling him what to do. So why I'm mentioning this part is that thank God I had someone with me that night, because some of the things that happened the next day showed me that if I hadn't taken that ORS and then the few spoons of custard that she prepared for me that I took, I don't know what the outcome would have actually been. So fast forward to the next morning, my husband had said we should get to the hospital as fast as possible. So the person that would drive me to the hospital was already around very early in the morning. By 7 a.m. I was in the closest hospital, not the one I used to go to, not the government hospital I used to go to do all the other tests, because that's where the specialists are. But this one was a hospital close by the house. So they took me to that place. When I got there, and the nurse came, did the vitals, took my vital signs, checked my vital signs, excuse me. And then she noticed that my temperature was high, and she was saying, I need to put you, I need to give you an injection now, and then put you on the bed. And I said, no, you're not going to give me an injection. I want to wait till the doctor comes. I'm pregnant. I'm not going to take injection anyhow. So I want to wait till the doctor comes. If you're a nurse listening to this, pardon me, but if you're in my situation, you know how we came here. So I didn't want to joke with this baby. So I was being adamant, and at a point I was on the seat shivering and all of that. At a point she said, no, you have to come to the bed. You're in the hospital. This is not your home. You're here, and then we need to give you some attention. So I went to the bed. I lay down there, and she was saying, she came and checked my temperature again. It was getting high. She said, I'm going to give you an injection, please. I've spoken with the doctor. He said I can give him. I said I'm not taking until the doctor comes. So the doctor is not going to be here until very late in the day. Luckily for me, as we were speaking, the doctor, which is the MD, not even like the junior doctor, arrived. And not just that he arrived, he came earlier than he should. Like the junior doctor comes around 9. And now the MD himself, like the owner of the hospital, comes around 8. Few minutes to 8 actually, to the hospital. And okay, when I was in the room that I was in the room that I was given, there were 2 beds in the room. So I had a neighbor. The lady on the other bed was also a pregnant woman. She'd be around 5 months gone. Of course, you know that she's not a first-time mom, but I think she was there because of her they were monitoring her blood pressure. Okay, she was like 5 months gone, and they were monitoring her blood pressure, which was becoming very high. So I'm assuming probably that's why the doctor came that early. But when he now came and he saw me, he remembered that, I've seen this lady and the husband when she came here and we admitted her during the time she was having painful menstruation like that. And so he could immediately place that he knows me. And then he was like, what's going on with you? So the nurse was reporting me to him that I refused to, receive the treatment she was offering me. And he was like, okay, that's fine. Go and get the injection, give her. And he was now telling me what's wrong with you. And I was trying to give him my history. I was vomiting and this and that. I'm pregnant. So he said they should get the infusion and give me some, I think maybe dextrose infusion or something of that sort, and then told the nurse to give me an injection. Okay, while they were there, all I remembered as I'm speaking to you is that I slept off. The much I remember was that they've put an infusion in my hand, and they've given me an injection, an IV injection. That's all I remember, that I slept off. So all I remember was that they fixed an infusion, the whole drip thing into my hand, gave me an injection, and I had just finished giving my history to the doctor. That was all I recall. And I slept off to the much of my own knowledge. Then what was happening? I slept off, and at first it looked like I was dreaming. It looked like it took a long while. You know how a little like a long while, not like I was working. I was forced working. And then it's just as if we are working somewhere, and all of a sudden something just carried you and is going round. So that's exactly what happened. Like I was walking and something swept me off, and I was going down the spiral tunnel. It's a tunnel. It's leading down. I could see light coming at the far end. But this tunnel, inside this tunnel, it has like some spiral shapes. And the spiral thing has pink and purple, pinkish purple lights. Like, hi. There are some pictures on Google that I actually saw that was exactly what I saw, but the difference is purple and pink light in a spiral form, in a tunnel. So that thing was carrying me going down, 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 down towards the end. And the end seemed so tiny. You know how something goes down, 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 but because it's looking far, it looks, you know how spirals are now. So it looks tinier at the end. But I was getting down there. I can't feel myself walking around. You feel like someone was carrying me round, 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 down to, down the spiral tunnel. And, had this beautiful pink, purple lights blend of stuff like that. And then the other light is coming from the middle. So while I was on that, it didn't seem as if there was a moment of pause, right? And then there's a rewind, like turning me backwards again, back up, And then I came out of this tunnel, and I'm in a place that is gray, alone. It's large spans of land, but grayish. The sky is gray. And I'm like, where am I? Where is this place? Hey, where am I? This is not real life. Like, where is real life? This is what I was saying. Where am I? Where is real life? This is not real life. Where am I? Where is this place? And something carried me again from that place. Okay, let me mention that when I was saying, where am I? Where is this place? I was hearing a voice, very distant voice, saying, where am I? Repeating what I was saying, but in a very tiny voice. I was looking out for the person. I was like, feeling like there's someone here too. I mean, me too. Where am I? Like, I can hear another voice. I was trying to call out to that voice. So, as I was there, trying to find like where's my whereabouts, something carried me again, and I see myself moving through a hole. Like I passed, sliding up through a hole that came out to a square. It was looking like, if you watch some of these American movies that people are trying to maybe break through a prison or something, and they come to some point, you get through a hole, and you open something that seems to have been covered, and then you enter the next floor. So that's that kind of thing. So I went through this hole, opened something, and entered this tiny space, and then came out to another place that had like a burglary shield separating it from somewhere. And I was holding onto that thing saying, where am I? Where is this place? I was repeatedly asking, where am I? Where is this place? Where am I? Where is this place? And every time I was asking that thing, I was hearing that other voice, distant and very soft, asking, where am I? Where is this place? So I was, trying to get myself out of that space that I was in, because it seemed like someone was directing me on what to do. And then I was able to pull that thing open, and I came back in. Came back inside. Now, me coming back inside is me opening my eyes, right? When I opened my eyes, it was not really so bright. And okay, I missed something very important. So, as at the time I was opening that thing and coming in, I was still asking, where am I? And when I opened the burglary stuff and I was coming in, I was still lying on my stomach, sliding in, and I was coming in. I was asking, where am I? Because I was still not awake at that time. And then I heard my phone ringing. Can I tell you that I didn't even see, my phone was ringing. I just knew it was my mom. And I said, it's my mom. It's my mom. And they said, and someone said, I heard the voice. I said, tell her mom is calling. Tell her mom is calling. And I opened my eyes. I could see like blurry vision. I could see people standing, but it was blurred. So I was answering. My mom was asking me, how are you? What is going on? Like I was answering her. I could hear her voice, and I know she could hear the noise around me. I don't know if she picked out everything I was saying quite well. So by now, I told her that I'm in the hospital. I told her I would call her back later or stuff like that before, they took the phone. So then I now felt someone jerking me. Open your eyes. Another person said, she's back. Thank God, she's back. Don't let her go. Don't let her sleep or something like that. Another person is shaking me and saying, Mr. Folayan, Mr. Folayan, Mr. Folayan. And I opened my eyes and I'm seeing some blurry vision. And I wasn't still getting like what was happening, and I was like, where am I? Where am I? Although they said I've been saying that. So that lady was saying, can you see me? Someone was doing their hand like this, can you see me? It was not clear. So she kept doing, she didn't let me, she was shaking me. She kept doing like this, can you see me? You are here in this hospital. This is me. I'm Nurse This. Do you remember me? Can you see me? They were shaking me. And then at a point, it's, the vision started becoming clearer. When it became clearer, I was not recognizing the faces of the people around me, But then just as if gradually I started picking, okay, this is this nurse, this is this nurse, this is the other nurse. And just as all those, realization comes upon me, I noticed that my bed was surrounded by like all the nurses in the hospital and the doctors. What's going on? I'm looking around. I'm seeing that I have an infusion on my right hand. I have an infusion on my left hand. I've never seen that kind of thing before. What's going on? I'm seeing that I'm on the bed and I had a bedpan. Like they were carrying out a bedpan from under me. It seems like I urinated inside the bedpan. So what was going on? Like, I'm in that state of confusion. What was going on? And I just saying thank you. I look at my hand. I had the pulse reading stuff there. I had like stuff all over me. And they are just telling me, don't worry, you're fine now. Don't worry, you're fine. I look at the next bed to the lady sitting beside me, the other patient who was occupying the other bed. And she was in tears, like tears flowing down her eyes. So I'm like, what's going on? Fortunately, my husband was not there with me. The person who was there was outside because he can't come in, So like, what's going on? What's all of this? And, the dream I had was still playing in my head. I was still thinking it was a dream at the time. Only for later, I saw one nurse, Nurse Vera. She came. And she was the one I saw praying when I opened my eyes. So she came, she was saying, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. He said the righteous, something, it said, oh, what am I doing with this Bible passage? Or something like it's a tower for a refuge for the righteous or something. And the righteous, the name of the Lord is something, and the righteous run to it or something, So she was saying that, and I was like, this is the nurse I met in the morning that was on night shift that was not handed over when I came in the morning. What is she doing here? I looked, it was 2 p.m. Around that time, I don't say, you didn't go, you are here, or Abi, you are in afternoon again. She said, no, I didn't go. We had an emergency, so nobody was to leave the hospital. All hands had to be on deck. I said, Jesus, emergency. Who? What happened? She said, you now. I was like, what happened? Because I didn't even understand what was going on. All these things all over me, like, what happened? Literally, I don't even know what I was thinking it was because I was trying to make sense out of it. And she said, please, I should just take my time and recover. So later, when the matron came and I asked her what happened, she was telling me, take your time and recover, that they are coming for me. So they now start checking me like every 15 minutes. They will come and check me. Every 30 minutes, they will come and check me again. I was like, as in take my vitals. Every 15 minutes, they'll come and look at my face, call my name, shake my hand, that kind of stuff. Then when they all left to be coming in, I asked my neighbor, the lady beside me, and I said, what really happened? Like, what happened? She was still drying her eyes. She said, that she was saying, is it that she's going to witness something of this sort, that she said I started with struggling. I was making some groaning sounds. And so she was calling the nurse to come and, maybe check up on me or stuff like that. But before the nurse could come in, that I had stopped making the sound. So the nurse came in and was now calling my name, and I was not responding. And now I had the look of someone that is perfectly sleeping. My breathing was there, even though it wasn't like my pulse rate was very high. They started checking my pulse rate, it was very high. I think they said 100, and it was tending towards 140 or more. Like that I was getting towards shock or something, as they said. And then they were now trying to tap me. They shook, as in they used needle to, pierce me. I was not responding. Tap me, I was not responding. Shook me, I was not responding. They gave me multiple injections at a time. I was not responding. They took my blood samples to run certain tests. I was not responding. I was not reacting. They put the infusion. I was not responding. I was not reacting. So that was when they now started resuscitation, because at that point they believe that I've gone unconscious, or what you will call coma, and they started trying to resuscitate me. That was all the pandemonium I was seeing around me, and they were doing their best. The nurse that was praying. They were following everything that the doctor was directing them to do, and the doctor was there himself. So everywhere was sort of like everybody running helter skelter. And then thankfully they were able to revive me, or as the call came in, I was able to come back or stuff like that, because they were saying stuff to me. I was not responding, but they were trying to say anything that would make me to. And then they said that as at the time I started coming back a bit, I kept asking, where am I? My eyes were still closed. I was saying, where am I? So apparently the voice I was hearing in my so-called dreamland was actually my voice. That I kept, there were things I said in the why, as in like to them, that they were now telling me that I know I heard that other voice saying. Do you understand? Like, where is this place? Who is this one? That sort of things. But on the other side, in my dreamland, I wasn't seeing anyone. So, but who is this one was on the other side, and I heard it. So, when it was dawning on me that way too, no, it was when the doctor came and said, we nearly lost you today, and thank God you made it here in time. If this had happened to you at home, it would have been a different story. So that was, and when my result came out, they did both kidney function tests. When my results came out, it was that I was both hypoglycemic. All the parameters were low, like low. So there was also the malaria thing there. So it was just like a whole lot of things have been happening to me, and my body has kind of hit like that point of exhaustion, because everything, bicarbonates, sodium, potassium, creatinine, all of them low. Some were far lower than others. Everything was low. My fasting blood sugar that they did, low. Everything. So the doctor was like, if this had happened to me at home, I won't survive it. It would have been a different story. And thank God I was brought here, and immediately I was brought here, this happened. Thank God he was on ground. A lot of things. So looking at it, I was like, so where was I going? Who turned me back? Who brought me back? And getting up to all that pains and saying, yes, before I got back to the grayish part, that spiral thing I was going down on was an enjoyable ride though. It was there was this peaceful aura. The beautiful, you remember when I talked, I said it was a beautiful coloring and all of that. So it was just like you're in an amusement park and something is carrying you down. There was this peaceful aura, ease that came with it. And then I'm coming back here to all the pains and all of that and all of that. So that kind of, immediately I was able to put a lot of things together. the next thing that followed is I was going through a lot of pain. I was still vomiting. I was going through a lot of pain with the injections, with the tests, with the drugs, the drips, the whole thing that was going on, and it started affecting me. I said, God, if death was this peaceful, maybe I should have just gone. What am I doing here? The stress, the pain. That's how I slipped into depression. I just wanted to go. I just wanted to go. I just wanted to go. I would stay up crying. I just wanted to go. Let me just go and rest. I'm tired. I'm tired. This was what I was saying then to myself. Then one morning, I managed to say it out to my sister-in-law, who immediately also got my friend, a sister friend, involved. She too got on phone and was saying, what are you saying? I said, I don't know, I'm just tired. It was peaceful. It was, I'm just tired. Everything, I don't have the strength to fight anymore. I don't have the strength to win this anymore. And so when the devil saw that he couldn't snatch me away through the first instance, he brought this depression where I actually, yes, I can't keep myself. I actually just felt like I'm done. Let me just, let me God just take me, that kind of stuff. But one more thing that happened to show me that God is mindful of all of us was that the day they were to discharge me, the first time I was insisting I want to go home. So they were to discharge me, and I was still down and tired and depressed, of course. So I was waiting for the doctor, the MD, to come so that I would be able to go. It was getting to 5 p.m. I've not seen the MD. 5:30, 6 p.m. No way. Then all of a sudden, the nurse on the night shift comes and tells me that the MD won't be coming, and he sent a doctor to come and see me. Because I know the other junior doctor had left. So now I said the MD won't be coming, and he sent a doctor to come and see me, and she'll be coming in with the doctor soon. I said, okay, no problem now. This very tall, fine-looking, middle-aged man with a blend of white and black hair, I can remember, as I'm talking to you now, I remember the face. This person is so tall, huge, fair. Like, I could remember everything. He walks in, and I'm looking at, where is this person coming from? I've never seen this face. So he now said, the nurse now said that the MD was in a meeting and he wouldn't be able to meet up. So he sent this guy to come and meet me, to come and see me. So he tells me, what's your name? He carries my folder, goes through. He said, okay, you're having hyperemesis gravidarum. Okay, these are the treatments you've been given. One thing I want to assure you, he said, how old are you? I told him. He said, oh, you're still very young. You're a young mother. That's how he puts it. So hear me, listen to what I want to tell you. He said, this journey is 50-50. It's 50-50, I'm going to tell you. But one thing you must promise yourself is that you will make it alive. Can you hear me? I said, yes. I said, do you hear what I said? He said, say to yourself, you will make it out here, out of this journey alive. I said, I'll make it out of this journey. And I said, that's one thing you must ensure. It's the most important thing you must ensure you do. You must make it out of this journey alive. I said, okay. He said, and having hyperemesis gravidarum means that you have plenty pregnancy hormone. And that's good. It means this baby is going to stay. This baby is not a small baby. Are you sure he's not a president? That's what he said. So he said, it's going to stay. It's a good thing. It's going to stay. It's not going anywhere. Okay, I forgot to mention that after the whole traumatic experience of going unconscious or going into coma and all of that, they were like, the next day they said I was going to have ultrasound. And in the ultrasound, they said, they were surprised to find out that everything was still normal. Doctor says with the way they went yesterday, like they were going after me. They just want to make sure I survive. They were not considering, will this injection affect baby, will it not affect baby, with this, just let this woman survive. And they said, no, this baby is is that's a good one, that kind of thing. So now this man was repeating it again, and then he said, okay. And I said, okay, can you speak with my husband? Because told me I don't know this doctor. So I called my husband. He was speaking with my husband. My husband said, but I thought that discharging her today. He said, oh, really? Oh, let me not say what I don't know. He called the call. He said, okay. Meanwhile, before then, he has already written a new course of management, like give her this injection, do this one, do the other one. And he left it there. I said, okay, I'll be going now. He left. Fast forward to a few minutes later, the MD comes, walks into the room where I was staying and says, hello, Mr. Falai, how you doing? I said, I'm fine. So I noticed one doctor, he calls the name, came to see you. Do you know him? Is he your family friend? I said, The nurse came in here and told me you sent him to come and see me. He said, what? He said he knows this name as his schoolmates while in the university, but he has not seen him in 20-something years. And he doesn't even know his hospital is here. He has never been to this place. He didn't call him, he was coming to see him or anything. How come? That when he even saw it, he said, okay, maybe he's your family friend and he heard you're here and came. How come? I didn't have any discussion of this sort with him. I've not spoken with this person in years. Me, I'm like, what are these people telling me? The next thing, he lives with the doctor, I called my husband and I said, look at what's going on. My husband said, does it mean anybody can come into that hospital and pose to be the doctor? And what if he gave you an injection or something that might be detrimental? That no, if he comes in, this we're going to have questions to answer. I speak with my father and I let him know what happened. Initially, he himself was also, of the opinion of just the same opinion with my husband. But then he says, but wait, this can be an angel. This God often works this way, Is he an angel? Is he a man? Is he the one that God sent to come and help my situation? Me, I don't know. What I know is that I was discharged that day. Before I could get to my house, situation got worse. I had to be admitted that day. And upon readmission, they began to attend to me with the course of management that this new or unknown doctor prescribed. And he started to work. That was when some things started to happen to get better. So I'm sharing this today to say that there is nothing God cannot do. If God can make me, put situations around where the devil has planned to snatch my life, to snuff out my life, and God made sure that despite the fact that the devil had a very wonderful environment because I was alone, he still provided company and help. He still made sure that I got to the hospital at the right time. And even when I had gone into the coma, he still brought me back. Because tell me why something carried me back. He still brought me back. And not just that he brought me back, when it looked like there was no progress, he brought whoever that man was to come and bring a different course of management that actually caused something to, some progress to be recorded. Let me say this. God can never run out of means to save you. That's one thing I learned. No matter the word the enemy wages, he can never run out of means to save you. He's never late. He's always in time. And I hope that someone here who has felt so helpless or who is at the point where you feel that this is the last, no matter the emergency situation you are currently facing, you don't even need to pray. All you need to do is to belong to God. Because I was not praying the night I was sick. I was not praying while I was in coma. I was not praying afterwards while I was depressed. I was not praying. But I know who I belong to. And I didn't run to him in that moment. I've been with him before that moment. And so if you are listening to me here and you at your age and this point in your life, you have not at any point said, God, I give you this life. I want to become your daughter or your son. This is a moment for you, because a day would come when you can't even open it. Will be too late to run to God, but God in that day will attend to his own. I'm not saying that Christians don't die. I'm not saying that things can't happen to Christians. No, I'm saying that when it is not God ordained time, when it is not God ordained process for you, the enemy, no matter his scheme, cannot pluck you out of your time and your season. No matter his plan, he cannot interrupt what God has set in motion. I didn't lose my life. I didn't lose my baby. No, none of them happened. None of them happened. Until today, is still a testimony they tell in that hospital. That kind of thing, they've not seen it. And these two instances, they don't forget. And today we are here. We are here not to hide it. We are here not to cover it, but to announce it so that the glory of the Lord will be given to him. He said that men may see your deeds and begin to do what? Glorify the name of your Father. So these are the works of God that he has been doing. And like I said, there are 9 or 10 testimonies that I had written down. And this is just one of them. And before we wrap up this one, I want to quickly pray for you and with you, that the Lord will, as many as there are that has given their life to Christ at this moment, before now, whenever, that the Lord will be there for you in the day you need. I don't need to remind him. I'm just declaring it, that in the time of your need, you will find him ready. When the enemy has planned and schemed, you will not be taken unaware. God will preserve you from all harms. You will encounter the Lord that delivereth from the hands of death. I don't care what form of death it is, death by sickness, death by accident, death by whatever scheme of the enemy. I assure you today, under the sound of my voice, that at the point the enemy thinks he has done his best, the Lord will make the most of caricature out of him. And at the end, will give glory and praise to his name. For in the mightiest name of Jesus, we have prayed. So I plan that one day I'm going to talk about hyperemesis gravidarum. I'm sure some people are just hearing about it for the first time. I didn't really know much about it until I was diagnosed of it, right? And it was a long, tough journey. Okay, long, tough journey. A day for that talk will come. Definitely not today. I want to thank you for watching and for subscribing and turning on your notification and for tuning in and for all the wonderful messages you people have been leaving, okay, behind. Thank you, and I can't wait to start hearing your own testimonies and your stories. God bless you all, and see you next time. Remember, we are not done with the testimonies. There are still series coming. So turn on the notification and stay tuned. Bye. Done so much for me, I cannot tell it all. Now if I have 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough. Now